And we're off. Alright, so what is today? Saturday the 7th? Fucking April 7th, first Saturday of April. And anybody who smokes weed in Michigan knows what that means. Today was the Monroe County Street Fair, known to people in Michigan as Hash Bash, which has been going on for fucking, like, ever. I'm pretty sure more, what is it, 2018? Yeah, definitely more than 30 years at this point. Long before anything was fucking medical anywhere, there was always this place in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where every year stoners could be stoners. Just walk around and smoke weed openly and have a little rally. I guess this year they have some kind of fucking cup.
Really?
You know, their wannabe version of a High Times cup kind of a thing. But more power to it. It's cool. So fucking special shout out to, I know a handful of people that were down there. So shout out to all our friends and family that were down there for that today. But moving on to the topic of the show. People, this one's a doozy. Strap in. Because, alright, I think we went over this a little bit on a different one, but who cares? This show, Lost in the Dark Lost in the Dark podcast, started as an idea to do a Dogman documentary, a Michigan Dogman documentary. And it evolved into this. I still want to, I'm down to do the documentary, we'll still do it. But,
oh, yeah.
But this is just kind of like, to do multiple platforms is always a good thing, right? And documentary, for something like this, we really want to find a unique perspective to take. Because at this point, we kind of feel like we've seen it all. We really need to find a new approach. So we're still working on that. But let's start, like, I mean, I'm sure there's some people that have never heard of the Dogman that might listen to this. So let's just give a little background that I wrote down here. So it was fucking the earliest written down, reported, documented, or whatever sightings were like fucking French settlers in Michigan in 1887 in Wexford County, Michigan. And they were French, so they called it the loup-garou. There's a lot of different names for it, but they were told, see, that's the earliest documented sighting. But those people were told about it by the natives.
Right.
So there had been sightings long before, that. And so yeah, that's kind of like where the earliest accounts traced back to that people have been able to find. And then fast forward a little bit to kind of present day, it was like 1980, I think it was like 87. Yeah, 1987. Up in Traverse City, Michigan, there was a radio host named Steve Cook. And on April Fool's Day, as a joke, he released a song he had written and recorded called The Legend. And the song was just like about the legend of the Dogman. It was all fictional. And he literally wrote it as a fucking joke. And then the radio station started getting fucking shit tons of calls in of people who had seen what this guy just sang about. And he's like, what the fuck? It was just a joke. Like, so that was kind of like the first step into the mainstream in 87. And then like in the 90s, there was a big rash of sightings that came out in Wisconsin near an area called Bray Road. That eventually caught the attention of an at the time young reporter by the name of Linda S. Godfrey.
Woo.
Who at this point is literally the woman who wrote the book on the Dogman.
Literally.
Like she was a reporter. She broke the story. She was a reporter. She didn't think much of it until she contacted the police department and they handed her an official police document labeled werewolf. And so that sent her down that trail. Definitely look into her stuff. Her books are great. And then it was kind of not much going on for a while. Like she was coming out with books, people were becoming more, it was being put more into the ether that maybe there's, you know, if there's a Bigfoot, maybe there's something else too. There's a whole lot of people that are seeing something real strange that sounds nothing like the large walking primate that people claim to see. And then in 2007, something came out called the Gables film. And if you Google search Dogman, unless you know what you're looking for, like how to look for things, 90% of what you find is going to be about the Gables film.
Right.
And 90% of like the dog, quote unquote, Dogman videos on YouTube are all fucking the Gables film. Gables film is fake, people.
It's fake.
It was done. I don't remember who was done by it, but this is all very well documented. They like showed that you can go online right now and literally there's video of the fucking guy's room that looks like a prop studio where he made all the props that were in this shit. Like, yeah, no, it's 100% fake. And even when I remember the first time I watched that, I was like, that looks absolutely nothing like anything anyone has ever described. Like, that looked way more like a bear to me.
Oh, like a morphing bear.
Yeah.
And that was just the camera.
It was just a dude in a ghillie suit.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, that was fucking fake. It honestly, that kind of like, I honestly feel like that put a damper on it. Like, ever since it was found out that that was fake, people kind of threw fake in with everything Dogman. You know what I mean? It seems like, kind of. Yeah, and then, okay, so basically, what a Dogman is, okay, here's the way people describe it, alright? Like, a big wolf crossed with a bear crossed with a hyena. Okay, so it's like a large wolf, but its front arms are longer than they should be, is what people say. It does not have paws on its front arms. It has giant raccoon hands, is the way people describe it. Its fur has been seen in brown, black, and gray. And it's not super long, and it's not, like, patchy, but it's, like, thin to where you can, like, see the skin underneath. And it's often described as, like, a wrestler or bodybuilder on steroids. Like, you can see its fucking muscles, like, intense, huge, gigantic muscles. Big fucking yellow eyes. Yeah, it's just like a big wolf thing, and the thing about it is that it can walk on its hind two legs and run on its hind two legs, like, for long distances, not just, like, a short amount of time. And it's bigger and more aggressive than anything else really out there. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't know, that's a good place to start, I guess. It's kind of like a background, get people caught up, like that's kind of where we're at now. There's a couple like citations here. There's a great website called The Cloaked Hedgehog that is an interactive Dogman sighting, like Google map. You can zoom in on all the places. There's the North American Dogman Project that I actually signed up with just the other day. They're doing, looks like they're doing some pretty good stuff. Lots of avenues for people to find out more if they'd like to. But
excellent. So let's go off the script real quick.
Yeah.
And
these
I don't
are
know.
just bullet points.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. How do you think, if Dogman exists, how do you think it came to be?
Well, okay, so just earlier today when I was freshening up on all this stuff, I heard an interview where someone had talked to son of a bitch, I can't remember. It was some kind of like biologist, like animal wildlife biologist or something like that. And according to them, basically there's two things about it. All right. Well, no, I'll just stick with your question. We'll stay on that because we'll get to the other thing later.
Okay.
That biologist said that a lot, one plausible explanation could be like a dire wolf situation. Maybe there's some left somewhere. The issue is for dire wolves have not been extinct. We don't, if they are extinct, they probably are. They have not been extinct long enough for, let's say, a few to have survived and evolved to the point where they can walk on two legs. There's not enough time for that.
That makes sense.
There's not enough time for that. Okay, no, I guess I'll just get to it. But here's the thing. Here's my caveat to that. One of, like, there's a lot of interviews and eyewitness accounts and stories I've read, I have like a profile of things that I'm looking for. Like things that weird things that I started noticing popping up in everybody's stories. And one of the biggest ones is people will say when they see it, when it's a situation where they're seeing it on all fours and like, you know, they're not in a moving car or something like that. They're outside. They see it on all fours, and then when it stands up, it sounds like a fucking, like a giant, like a giant human being, a giant creature cracking its knuckles. Like the same sound as when your knuckles crack, just like loud, like real fucking crazy loud. So that's interesting to me, because that tells me that if it's like it seems like if that's a natural evolution, why would it make that sound? Because that sound suggests that it's doing something that its body isn't used to, or something like that.
Right.
That's what it suggests, I think. I don't know, but that's what I would kind of guess. And if that's the case, maybe then it's some kind of genetic mutation that survived and is in, you know, that's the thing about fucking, if we're calling it Dogman or a werewolf or whatever, we're associating it with a canine species. What do canines do? Live in packs.
Right.
So, if that's the case, and it's some sort of freak mutation, all there needed to be was a male and a female, and you can have a pack that can survive for as long as it can survive.
Also, I heard it has weird hands.
Yeah, like giant raccoon hands. Yeah. That's the way people describe its front hands. Yeah, not paws.
Right.
But like long, creepy, skinny fingers with fucking talons on the end. Like a giant raccoon. And I also find it interesting that they describe it like a hyena. Like that. That's that. Like when it's on all fours, it's almost got that like hump on the back a little bit at least. Like a big tuft of fur or something like going on back there. And also the ears are always like not... They're more so directly on top of its head than a normal dog or wolf.
I've heard a lot of them have yellow eyes.
That's amber-colored eyes is the most common thing. And people say glowing, but my guess is they're just highly reflective and can have the appearance of glowing.
Right.
You know what I mean? That makes a lot more sense to me. So what about you, Lo? What do you have? Any idea? Like how could something like this come to be? What could it have started as? You know what I mean? Maybe it's a freak fucking bear mutation. But here's the thing.
That's bears stand up.
Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. Is another part of the profile that sticks out to me is people describe it as having long legs that bend backwards like a dog. And now here's the thing about that. If I am someone who has never been in the woods and I go to the woods and I can easily misidentify things, I doubt I'm adding that characteristic. That seems like a strange characteristic to misidentify, especially when you're dealing with a bear.
Right.
That seems like a real weird thing that sticks out that people would like. I feel like unless you're primed, which a lot of these witnesses aren't, because a lot of these people are people that had never heard of a fucking Dogman before,
right? And
then saw it and then did research. So yeah, it's a feature that sticks out really far out to me. I don't feel like if I'm running from something in the woods and my adrenaline's on high, I'm making up that it had legs that bent backwards. Like that doesn't make sense. I don't know, to me. But there are definitely... That's another part of my profile, though, is that the witness... Like, assuming you're believing the words that they're saying, that's the only issues. Yeah, everything they could be saying could be full of shit. But if you're at least believing their own background and the part of that story that they're telling, then the witnesses that I look for specifically are you know, people that have spent copious amounts of time in the wilderness, people that grew up in the wilderness, people that are law enforcement or ex-military, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People that are trained to handle extreme situations and are much less likely to misidentify extraordinarily strange characteristics on things. You know, super hunters and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, people, that's just their lifestyle. It's the area they grow up. You grow up in a 4 mile by 4 mile large town. Everyone's hunting.
Right.
You grow up in the fucking woods. That's what you do. Those are the kind of places. That's the thing, you know. A lot of people, probably because of Bigfoot and UFOs, associate witnesses with, you know, people who could easily misidentify things, because anybody could easily misidentify something flying around in the sky, short of a pilot.
Right.
But
Exactly.
when you got witnesses that have dealt with bears their whole life, have dealt with wolves their whole life, in the woods, in the wild, and then they see something they can't explain, that stands out to me.
Right. It's a fucking bear with backwards legs, dude. What
Yeah.
the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Run!
Run! Oh my god! It's
Yeah.
looking at me.
It's Amber. And we're not making fun of it. We're just having fun. Because it's... No, but like, you know, a lot of things, a lot of the fucking, you know, this shit... Assuming they're not actors, and I really don't believe they are, because there's too damn many of them. A lot of people I hear talk about get, like, emotional when they start talking about it, because, like, it fucked them up a little bit
Right.
to see something like that. But this is a comedy podcast, so be prepared for jokes. So yeah, that kind of goes to the next sort of thing. Whoops. Yeah, all credible stories have this in common. Yeah. Oh yeah, the smell. It smells like sweat and body odor, urine, and like, you know, like when you smell, if you like cut yourself and you smell blood, but it's like metal, like metallic iron, like that, but times a million, and like thick in the air. Like when we drove past the slaughterhouse back in the day. That smell, exactly that smell, except plus urine and body odor.
And a bunch of stories have all of those things we just talked about in common.
Yeah, these are
fucking crazy.
literally like people that have never heard of this shit are all coming with the same exact fucking story. Like descriptions. Yeah, the loud cracking knuckle sound, backwards bent legs, raccoon hands, amber eyes. Yeah, those are like the key, because those are like the things that stick out, you know, more than anything. Like those are real weird features to misidentify, I guess is all I'm saying.
Right.
Especially for people who are experienced in these areas. So here, I guess we no, we only did mine. Last time you and I did the one about all of our paranormal experiences, we actually didn't talk about all of them. I told my story about when I was at the cabin and I was very little, and I think I may have seen a Dogman. So if you want to hear that, you can go back to that one. And we did tell the story of possibly seeing them in the graveyard, and when the car door was found open when we got back to the car. We did tell that story. So check the last podcast out if you want to hear those. But I don't think you told your story of when you were with Brandon out by Heart Lake.
Nope.
So yeah, you should do that one, because there are parts of that story that, after fucking doing all this research, stick out a little bit more now.
Huh.
Honestly. So why don't you remind me of that?
Alright. We're in the middle of nowhere, and I pulled over to take a piss. And,
Hey, hold on. Dirt road?
yeah, I was gonna get that. Yeah, it's
okay.
a dirt road. To my right is a fucking just woods, and to the left is basically a line of trees. What? A tree line? Yeah, there's just a tree line, pretty thin, and then because I could see a large cornfield, or it wasn't corn, it was empty. It was closer to winter, probably. Maybe around this time. Fucking something fucking started barking at me in the distance, way the fuck out there. God, how far? I don't know. It was deep. Like, faint howling, barking.
Like, real far away?
Really fucking far away.
All right.
And then it was just like a few fucking seconds later, I hear it bark again. And it's fucking way closer. A few seconds later, fucking barks again, and it's getting way fucking louder. It's getting way closer. And then, all of a sudden, I could hear this fucking thing barking on the other side of this tree line. But it was so fucking loud and mad. Like, even if it was seriously a dog, that I was in danger. I was thinking about that, dude. Like, oh my fucking God. Like, there was actually something coming after me over there.
Was the bark... Was there anything weird about the bark?
It was the most pissed off animal I've ever fucking heard. It was super loud. It sounded icy. I don't know. That's the best way I can describe it. Icy, and it was like a howl bark. Like it was fucking trying to howl and bark viciously, like anxiously at the same time. It was fucking weird.
I've heard people say something similar to that. That's fucking crazy, actually. Wow, that's wild. Okay, did you ever hear it running?
No.
You never heard
footsteps?
It was
so fucking fast, dude. It was so weird. I mean, I was taking a piss, too.
Yeah.
But I could it was in the distance,
right.
So it was getting closer and closer and closer.
Right.
I didn't hear it running.
So, here's my question. Was it getting closer, or was there something else answering it? Could the one in the distance have been one, and then there were maybe two more closer to you that were talking back?
I don't know. Right there? But it sounded like it was getting closer, you know what I mean? No, I didn't hear it running, but I'd fucking...
But I just think
every time there was just a line of them.
Well, how many?
One howls to the next.
I don't know.
It gets closer and closer to me.
Was there like more than 2 or 3?
I can't remember. It was like, like probably 3 or 4 times. I don't know. Whatever it was fucking hauling ass.
It's just an interesting thought, because if they do travel in packs, maybe there were like 3. And 2 of them were right on top of you, and there was one that was far away. You know what I mean? just thought. I don't know. Yeah. So that's a really fucking interesting one. That's out by like Heart Lake or something.
Yeah, I don't even know now.
You don't remember
somewhere
where it was?
Out in that area, but we were lost. You know what I mean?
That's a good one. Yeah, we did that one. I think those are the only times that either of us think we've had any kind of encounter with it.
All right, we need to go. We need to fucking go dogman hunting again.
It's been a long time, and let's just real quick clarify. By dogman hunting, we mean drive around on dirt roads, okay? We're not
in the middle of the night
hunting anything, like actually hunting.
Actually hunting.
Like, we don't even have sidearms with us. We should, probably.
Yeah,
we should, because there could be like a cougar out there. But we don't get out of the car either.
Well, we do sometimes.
Unless we have to piss, yeah.
We've been out for 4 or 5 hours.
That's true.
Then we usually end up with fucking monsters or Slurpees.
Slurpees, usually.
Yeah.
Slurpees. But, yeah, hopefully that's to come in the... we'll definitely be doing that this summer, but just because we like to drive around on back roads and get lost, but we are hoping to do a fucking podcast while driving around, hoping to have some sort of encounter with the Dogman in our car. Only in our car, though. I don't want to see it out of the car.
Maybe we'll fucking strap a stake to the back of the car.
No, see, but we went over this. That would also attract other things that we don't want to attract.
Well, what could be worse than... What would it attract?
A bear or cougar?
A dogman would be so much worse.
Yeah. I still don't want to fuck with a bear.
The only thing that could hunt us down is a dogman. A bear's not going to chase us.
Not a car. Dogman.
A dogman
has chased cars.
Yeah.
Reportedly. I think.
We need to do this in your car, because that's not going to fucking work in mine.
Yeah.
On dirt road.
Yeah. That's true. It won't. So yeah, we'll hopefully get that figured out and do a podcast while driving around having some fun.
What the fuck was that noise?
Sounded like a cat running or something. Where would you like to go next?
I don't know.
Alright, okay, so we'll just, I honestly don't remember exactly, like, what started you and I specifically into this.
No.
I honestly don't, like, remember what the catalyst was specifically. We've been into it for a really long time. Michigan happens to be, they call it the Michigan Dogman. That's one of its names. Like, Michigan's a hot spot for sightings. Especially, the Manistee National Forest. Yeah, so north of, Grand Rapids, south of Traverse City, and, west of Big Rapids and things like that. But mainly, a focal point seems to be Reed City up there. And I've actually driven through Reed City, and it is a stretch to refer to that as a city.
You know, Alex lives there.
Alex who?
Glenn.
Lives in Reed City?
Yeah.
Like, literally? Are you serious?
That's what he said. It's on his Facebook, too.
Alright, well, we're going to have a visit. We might have a guest on a podcast coming up sometime this summer. One of our friends. Stories. We'll be talking to him for sure. Because, yeah, no, I remember those being some of the earliest reports I remember reading out of Michigan. Like, there was somewhere up there's apparently a fucking, like a church that backs up to a fucking forest, and I remember there was a lot of people saw it there at one point in time. I couldn't find that story again to actually say it, but like that's one of the first ones I remember. Apparently Kalamazoo is a big hotspot for it too. I did also read a recent sighting from 2013 in Fowlerville and the person that saw it was a fireman. So that's kind of interesting. There was one in 1992 in Reed City where reportedly, and you can look this up, I can't remember her name, but a girl went out, it says she went out to sneak a cigarette. I think it said she was 13, smoking a cigarette, out, like, behind a barn and saw one. She was in the barn and saw something from in between the fucking, like, cracks in the barn wall or something, and saw it there. But here is my favorite one from Michigan that I found. So, one of the stories that I remember from back in the day is, I remember seeing pictures of cabin, like the inside and out, or the outside of a cabin, torn to shit. Like, fucking, like, something had clawed the living hell out of this building. And fucking what was weird was they found really large dog footprints. And I remember actually seeing pictures of it and everything. I couldn't find pictures this time. It's really weird. It's like this stuff's like gone for some reason. I don't know. But I did find a actual news article corroborating what I saw. From the Ludington Daily News, Thursday, August 13th, 1987.
What's lurking?
The Tales of Strange Creatures. What's lurking around Luther? It's Luther, Michigan. Luther, Michigan. Is there any way I can, like, make this... Yeah, I'm gonna go bigger here. Let's see here. By What's Lurking Around Luther by Jim... Oh, Jesus Christ. He's got a name...
Mencarelli?
Yeah, there you go. Mencarelli. Mencarelli. Grand Rapids Press, like I said. It's probably the same reaction people have when they see our last name.
Yeah.
Ludington Daily News, Thursday, August 13th, 1987. An animal attack on a cabin in northern Michigan, in the northern Michigan village of Luther, has sparked the imaginations of the people from Lake County to Traverse City, with tales of half-man, half-dog creature lurking in the woods. Some people think maybe it's true, said Ann Cavender, a bartender at Joyce's Tavern in Luther. Sorry if I'm fucking your name up. I'm really bad. Where the main topic of conversation in recent days has been the mysterious attack on the cabin outside of town. You have a lot of people who are superstitious. Alright, hold on. Let me just jump around here for a second. something did it. Maybe a bear. The Department of Natural Resources thinks it was a rabid dog that did it. That's all the people in town were talking about. They're having a lot of fun with it. But the Department of Natural Resources thinks it was a rabid dog. Man, I wish I could have found these pictures. Because, like, I don't even think, like, the only thing that, to me, that I know of that could have made those markings is a bear. Right. There's no dog that could have made scratches like that. It looked like bear scratches. But yet here they come saying, oh, we think it was a rabid dog. It's like, well, wait, what? Where was that? Incident creating rumors of a wild dogman stems from an animal attack on a cabin near Luther recently. DNR officer from Baldwin, Michigan, inspected the cabin and said there was considerable damage to the screen and molding around a door and window. An animal had ripped into the screen and molding of both, apparently trying to get into the cabin. Jesus. When the cabin owners called the DNR, they initially thought it might be a bear attack, but officers determined the damage had been done by a dog. There were dog tracks around the cabin, paw prints on the window, and marks of dog teeth on the molding. The dog was never found. The incident was minor, but when the word of the attack leaked out last week, it spurred rumors that have spread throughout northern Michigan. The attack coincides with a prophecy made in the song, very popular by the counties between Baldwin and Traverse City, the song called The Legend, which we talked about earlier by Steve Cook. Do we have a problem here? Do we have a mouse issue? Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Technical difficulties, but we're alright for now. Okay, so now they're just talking about the song. It was an April Fool's Day joke. Hardy har. Sorry, people.
Jesus, man.
In 1897. Oh wait, no, that's part of the song. God damn it.
Just find it.
Well, can you calm the fuck down?
But what are you doing?
I'm just giving people a fucking quick overview of the goddamn article.
I'm trying to.
Yeah. No help. Not here all alone.
Okay.
Yeah, so no, the main thing about the article was just that. Yeah, it corroborated what I remember seeing years ago. There actually was something that attacked a fucking cabin up in Luther, Michigan.
Yeah.
And if I can, if I ever find those pictures, I'll link them in the description of the video. But or some shit. But yeah, it was wild. Definitely check out this report from the Ludington Daily News whenever you get a chance, because it's pretty interesting. So that was one of my that's pretty much my favorite one from Michigan. Damn, I wish I had more on Michigan specifically, but a lot of them really are just like brief kind of encounters. I'll say that another part of the kind of profile I kind of keep track of is they do seem to be around Native American land a lot, but is that because that's mostly undisturbed, or is it because that's associated somehow? You know what I mean? One or the other. But the like the Manistee National Forest and the Huron National Forest in Michigan are both hot spots for it. And those are both, there's Native American land in both of those. Yeah. What do you got? Anything?
I mean,
we'll move on to the next thing I got.
Yeah, you're talking about the land between the lakes?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's like, here's the deal. So, in the research that I did lately, there were a few stories that really stuck out, and to the point where I decided to dig deeper to see if I could verify anything from any of it.
Right.
Because, I mean, the stories are pretty fucking fantastic. You know what I mean? They're pretty unbelievable. The main one that stuck out was Land Between the Lakes. So at some point, basically it goes like some point in the 60s, president designated an area as a national, like, recreational park. But there were, like, people living there, like,
right.
towns there and stuff. And they were, like, forced out. And they just, like, literally left behind, like, all their stuff.
Everything.
And, yeah, that area became known as the Land Between the Lakes National Park. Kentucky, but it's, like, really right on the border of Kentucky and Tennessee. So, basically, the story is, alright, so I should just do this from just, like, I'm not going to embellish anything. This is, like, what happened. As far as anything I could find, this is the best thing I could put together. A family of 4 from Florida that appeared to be wealthy because they had a dope-ass camper. And this was what did I say? 1982. So a dope-ass camper for 1982. And they were picking the fanciest fucking RV park in the national park.
Imagine what that fucking RV looks like.
Yeah. And that was said by, like, the guy that's the park officer that, like, sits in the booth and checks you in, you know what I mean? Because they, like, had to pay for their RV spot. Okay, so at that point, they're out of sight. The next thing that happens a little while later, not long later, is the guy sitting in the booth hears some weird noises from the area where he knew the family was going to park their RV. So he goes over there, he steps out of his vehicle, and identifies a body on the ground. Dead, definitely, because it didn't have a head.
Jesus. Lord!
No head. He then proceeds to call the sheriff's department, and they said, stay there, don't do anything, don't touch anything, but stay there, we're on our way. Deputies arrive. The headless body was the father, and it was just, like, seated up against the fucking RV outside of the RV. Also on the ground, I think missing leg or something, was the son, who was like a little kid. And then fucking on the inside of the RV was the mom. She was dead, and her arm was ripped off. They were all partially eaten, and the little girl wasn't found right away. A little while later, apparently, during like a fan-out search, the little girl, half of her was found 20 feet up in a tree.
Wow.
That's messed up.
So, here's the thing, is it was really hard to identify the source of this. Oh yeah, also, I don't remember, I don't know if there were any footprints found, but I think there was hair and like a nail or something like that found, or maybe just hair, but it was identified as Canis lupus. So, but here's the thing, is it was really difficult to figure out like the source of that. So it also, because here's the thing, is that people claim that this was covered up by local authorities because like their main source of capital in the area is tourism, and this was like right in tourist season or something, naturally. But I will say this. Okay, so there was also a really famous report from Murray State University college students in 1973. I guess that's near the area. They were camping there. They were camping, and they started hearing weird noises from all around them and growls and shit. They got in their car, and they were taking off, and they felt something, like, grab the back of the car, like, hard or something. When they got back to the campus, they found, like, it looked like it had bite marks in it from a large animal. And so, there's a lot of reports and famous ones that come from that area, including this one. But here's the thing, is I did find that the North American Dogman Project, they apparently are releasing. Okay, so I think they did release like a DVD on this. Like they did an investigation on it and compiled all their information into a DVD. But like you can't get it right now for some reason. Like you can't get it off their website, but it says soon will be available on Amazon, but it's not yet. But apparently, so I haven't seen it. But apparently in that DVD, you see classified case files, including photographs from the original crime scene, and a former employee of Kentucky Fish and Wildlife corroborating these reports because it's basically a deathbed testimony. Like he found out he's dying of cancer and decided that the story needs to get out. So that's that's the main reason why I wanted to fucking talk about it, because, like, maybe there is this evidence out there that corroborates this story, and what's crazy is that this would not be even close to the only one I read that actually, like, was violent.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, we'll just keep fucking researching, and we'll do updates from time to time, you know what I mean?
Oh, let's be very clear.
Put this together.
Let's be very clear. Lost in the Dark podcast is nothing but our fucking... This is a passion project for us. And we talk about everything and everything we want. But there will be many episodes about the Dogman.
Yeah, why not? Man?
There will be many episodes Dogman themed, involving Dogman references. Buckle in, people.
Get ready.
Because, I mean, this is not a Dogman show, but we love Dogman. So, but if anybody does hear this that has a Dogman story that would, or thinks they have a Dogman story or anything of that nature and wants to let us know about it, or be on the show or whatever, Facebook, Instagram, those are probably the best ways to contact us, or all lowercase one word, lostinthedarkpodcast@gmail.com. That's the email. All lowercase one word, lostinthedarkpodcast.com is the website. More coming soon.
Yep.
Still working on that fucking Google Play. It's giving us a hell of a time, but we're working on it. Back to Dogman. You know,
Back to Dog.
here's the thing. So, doing what I have done, I mean, we have the beginnings of a profile. And if I'm a profiler trying to use my profile to find something, you gotta follow it, and so you just follow the clues, basically. The commonalities.
Yeah.
Just means we gotta spend time in a national park. Manistee National Park, specifically. Driving.
We could do a podcast out there.
Oh, my goodness. You're a genius. We should do that. Get a fucking real nice $30 a night hotel.
Yeah.
And do a lot of podcasts in there. Yeah, that's a good idea. We will do that. Also, if anybody has any, like, thoughts on what would you like to see out of a Dogman documentary besides actually a Dogman. Can't make any promises on that, sadly, but just like maybe like a series of questions or an angle that you haven't seen explored. I don't know. That's think outside the box.
You know, fucking, they're not gonna give us any more free water or Flint. Cut
Yep.
that shit off.
Yep, no more bottle jars of Flint. We have talked about this before a little bit. Well, the potholes. Yeah, no, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because that was like it.
You know, I seen a guy on Facebook, ABC12 posted about it. Number one comment was someone saying, well, good, blah, 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 something, something, they elected these officials or some shit like that. It's like, dude.
No, actually, pretty sure Snyder bought his way in, first of all.
Someone made some comment that kind of made sense, but I don't know. But at the end of the day, if that means that fucking children are fucking gonna end up drinking lead-tainted water, you know what I mean?
They still are.
That's fucking fucked up.
And it wasn't even Snyder that did it. It was his appointed city manager. So no, we did not vote for the person that made that decision, dickhead. Whoever said that. Be real clear about that. Fucked up, man. Yeah. It's really bad. It's really bad. And I
people support it though.
support
a bunch
what?
of people. Them fucking stopping the bottled water.
Oh my!
drives.
It's because they think the water's clean. Because they're being lied to.
Yeah.
It's absolutely not.
Well, even the mayor was saying that we can't stop this until every single pipe has been
Right.
replaced.
Right.
So it's still, there are fucking pipes out there. That shit could be going to fucking kids.
It is.
Yeah.
There was just recent tests that came out of elementary schools that had elevated levels.
Yeah. And now, and you're okay with fucking cutting it off. That's just fucking... inhumane.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely it is.
Fucking lunatics.
Literally like Joker. Like the Joker from Batman, but we don't have Batman. Like, what's going on? Holy shit. Like, yeah, it's absolutely not taken care of yet. And yeah, they're stopping the fucking charity bottled water drives.
Well, they're not going to fund it.
They're not funding.
The state won't fund it. Hopefully
the people that caused it.
The fucking city's going to fund it.
It won't. There's no money.
No fucking money.
Absolutely not. So, I don't know where the fuck these people are going to get water from in Michigan. Jesus Christ.
Someone was fucking bitching. They said that they seen 20 cases in someone's house. Like, there's no foreseeable end to it.
Yeah.
You need to stock up. If you have to bathe with bottled water.
Yeah, that's how you have to shower.
Yeah, you need cook. A lot.
Everything.
Yeah, it's not just fucking drinking water. It's all water. All the water that you use.
Yeah.
Fucking A. You don't even want to wash your hands with that shit.
Right.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. And I can't believe they're doing that. Yeah. God. I don't know what.
It's Rick motherfucking Snyder.
Yeah.
Cock.
And his fucking cronies. And cronies include Bill Schuette, which, if I swear to God, if he gets elected, I'm gonna... Oh, my head's gonna explode. It's gonna pop. This is gonna go pop.
Just feel like
he is
the beginning of a whistle.
He is so... Ugh. Yeah. I don't like him at all. Arguably worse. Snyder's just kind of dumb.
Yeah, right. Ugh. Fucking losers.
Literally running our fucking homes into fucking chaos. Like, it's unbelievable. I mean, Flint fucking doesn't have drinkable water. Lansing doesn't have roads you can drive on.
Yeah.
Detroit's bankrupt. And they just fucking celebrated the signing of something. Like, what the flying fuck?
Yeah, they shouldn't be celebrating shit.
No.
They're failures.
They're leaving the state worse than you when you got it. Like, you realize that, right? Like, it just sucks because, like, so many people we know are in Flint. Like, we're sitting on the border of it right now.
There were a couple fucking neighborhoods in Burton that were affected, too.
Really?
Yep. They had the city of Burton actually replaced their lines a while ago.
That's good.
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know what to do about it. If anybody has any suggestions on things that can be done about that, let us know.
That would just get... No, they should fucking get the water. Duh.
I fucking, like... I made a post one time, and some random guy, literally, like, old white dude from Florida.
Oh, no.
Like,
what?
Out of nowhere, just started commenting. It was about the Flint water stuff.
Oh, my God.
And before I even noticed it, like, 3 of my friends got on there, like, you don't even live here. Like, fucking shit. Like, it was awesome. So, yeah, I think that's when I went private. But, because I was like, what the fuck is, how did you even see my post? Who are you? We had, like, nobody in common, no friends in common at all.
Really? You had no fucking...
No. None.
That's weird.
Yeah. Like, real weird. I was like, how did you even see my shit? So,
wow.
Yeah. That was weird to me. Troll. Probably just a troll.
Yeah.
Trolling. Fucking around. Fucking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, fucking A. No, this is exactly what we should be talking about. So, Michigan Metal Fest got announced. Michigan Metal Fest. Fucking August something, like 11th or something, at the Layla Auditorium in Battle Creek, Michigan. Fucking Michigan Metal Fest 2018. Last year was the first year, and I mean, if I'm wrong about this, let me know. But I think that this is what Dirt Fest turned into. I think the people that made Dirt Fest ended that and started making this. I think so. I think so. And yeah, the whole lineup just got announced, and just like last year, it's a slew of fucking fantastic local bands, and then this year's headliner is a Whitechapel. Last year's was Devil Driver. You know, I'm not as big of a fan of Whitechapel as I am Devil Driver, but every time I've seen them, they put on a hell of a show. Like, they always have a great pit going. Like, it's always a good time. And honestly, like, this festival that they put on, if you're a metalhead in Michigan, even if you don't necessarily like any or all of the bands that are playing, you should still go. Like, it's still the fucking most fun you're gonna have. Like, this is a place that's, imagine, like Mayhem Festival, like a festival where there's two or three stages and like a fuck ton of booths everywhere with vendors and stuff. They literally give every local band their own booth to sit there and sell merch all day long. Really? Every local band has their own booth. Yeah, every single one of them.
There's a lot of them, too.
Yeah, so you can go see all the bands that you're seeing play that day, sitting at their booth, selling their t-shirts, whatever.
Kind of like a human zoo.
Well, sure, yeah.
You can go look at all of them.
You can go just stand there and
take pictures of them.
Would y'all look at them? Take pictures. Yeah, last year the guys in Bogwraith were running around taking pictures with everybody else. It was great. But you know what I mean? Like, the local bands get that kind of treatment. And it's just fantastic atmosphere. Everybody's cool. It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
A fuck ton of fun.
Yeah, a fuck ton of fun.
Seriously.
It's a fuck ton of fun.
Like, I've never been there, but I can tell.
It's strange. Like, I will say it's strange.
It's fun.
Because of its location. Yeah. Well, the environment is metal show. You know what I mean? It's just in a weird setting. It's not where you would normally go for a metal show. It's where you would normally go. Like, literally, this is like, you know, I'm sure there's a place in most towns where everybody goes to take wedding pictures or senior pictures or prom pictures. It seems like in Battle Creek, this is where people go to do that sort of thing. Right. And here come the metalheads. Like, I'm talking, like, it feels like, we can't really say this because DT's been the same as long as we've been going there. But, like, you kind of remember, like, how it feels like if DT were just the parking lot and you had to park on the grass. Because there really is no parking lot. You're just parking on, like, random spots in the field next door and shit. Yeah. It's awesome. It's or not next door in the same area, but like across the path or whatever. But
across the path,
like the path that is the road, but it's not really a road because it's in the place.
Okay. Yeah,
you know?
I get you.
Yeah, that's fucking great. It's great. It's a good time. Definitely should go. Really looking forward to it. I'm excited to have you there this year for sure.
Oh,
because last year I went by myself, completely alone. And it was still a lot of fucking fun, so I know this year's going to be better. Because I have people with me that I know.
What day is it?
It's like a Friday or something. Saturday. I think it's a Saturday.
Is it Saturday?
Yeah, it's a Saturday. Great Lakes Glass and Beef will be closed that day. By the way, is that something we should probably plug? We'll plug our store.
Yeah, fuck.
I don't think we plugged it yet. No, I don't know. So, Preston and I work at a glass shop in Lansing called Great Lakes Glass and Vape, located at 2208 East Michigan Avenue, Suite B, located around back.
It's important.
It is, because that's the only way to get into our store. Driveway's off Magnolia.
Well, what if we connected the store upstairs via that fucking staircase? We'd both have to agree to, like, light the area. But what if they...
I think if they were going to do that, it would have been done by now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, we work in a glass shop that sells mostly locally handmade glass pipes. Very high quality by some of the top glass blowing artists in the area. And we have some big names here in Michigan.
Some Vignaires. Some Pete Weiss pieces. I like Jackalope.
Jackalope. Lee Machine. A lot of good ones. Big sales going on. 420 coming up in 13 days. On a Friday this year. Hoorah. It's going to be a good time. Definitely come out for that. Big sales. Big sales those days.
Sale.
Friday.
Friday, get up on Friday!
For 8 hours only.
Yeah.
Open 11 to 7. Definitely come check us out. It's a good shop, and I think you'll like what you'll find. Great Lakes Class and Vape. We have cards there. If you would like a Lost in the Dark card for more information, located at Great Lakes Class and Vape. Lansing, Michigan, 2208 East Michigan Avenue, Suite B, around back. $420 coming up.
Yeah.
Gonna be good times.
Good times. That Great Lakes Class and Vape.
Yes, sir.
Tell you what, this vodka is pretty good.
Effin' vodka?
Effin' vodka.
I thought as though that's a fitting name. Fucking vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else we got. Man, I know I had something else.
What about Tales from the Crypt?
What about it?
Will it ever come on?
I mean, maybe. It was supposed to come back as a reboot. Made by M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan's?
Remember that joke in The Office? M. Night Shyamalan? Yeah, it was supposed to come back on, it was like TNT. But you know, I did read a thing, I don't know if I probably told you about this, but I'll tell you again. Basically what went down is, as it turns out, because it was an anthology series originally in the comics.
Right. Yeah.
So each comic had a different author, and the way the Tales from the Crypt comic contracts were that each author owned the right to each of their book. So in order for someone to come in now and do a show, they have to go through and find every author of every single one.
Well, that they want to.
And get permission.
Episode,
yeah, something like that.
Well, they wouldn't have to get every single one. If there's 8 episodes, they need to get 8. And I think individual.
Yeah, and I think they did get the rights to the Crypt Keeper, though.
Okay. Oh, no. Well, what if they obtain the rights to the Crypt Keeper and then they never make the show?
Well, then somebody else that wants to do it will buy it off them.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Why would they want to keep it?
Yeah.
Well, it is Shyamalan, so you never know.
Well,
you can't trust the guy.
A surprise ending where all this time it's already on TV.
No, the surprise ending is there will never be another one.
Oh.
It'll never happen. You thought it was going to happen. Nope, it'll never happen, and you'll never see him again. He goes into the grave.
And my Shyamalan disappears. I've heard that they're still trying. It's just taking longer than anticipated. But there actually was like a trailer for it at one point.
Really?
Yeah, there's a full trailer for it. Like,
we need to find that.
It's on YouTube. It's like a small like featurette.
What's the URL?
Shyamalan's actually, I don't know.
What?
Nice. Shyamalan's like talking about it and stuff and what it's gonna be. I don't know. Just Google search it on YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube
people,
search it.
do it yourself. You know.
Well, we don't have rights to show things. I don't want to get pulled.
I just shown someone wasn't prepared.
Hang on. Slow your roll. Not prepared. We'll fuck it up and it's all your fault. Here's something though. That they're not even advertising. I don't understand why. Neil motherfucking Adams is coming to the Motor City Comic Con. Neil Adams, for those of you that don't know, Neil Adams is a comic book writer who has written a lot of some of the most famous story arcs of Batman and fucking lots of other guys. Everyone knows. Yeah, he's huge. Like, he's one of the most important comic writers ever. Especially, though, to me, because he was one of the 3 original creators, last living of those 3 creators, of my favorite Batman character besides Batman, Man-Bat.
Man, motherfucking Bat, dude.
Motherfucking Man-Bat.
Should do a Batman episode.
Probably.
Highlight Man-Bat.
Probably talk a lot
It's
about
half an hour. So
Man-Bat. He's like the Batman Dogman.
Yeah.
Man-Bat.
Really? Man-Bat.
The Batman Dogman, Man-Bat.
Hashtag Man-Bat.
Yes. We will start using that hashtag. Everybody hashtag Man-Bat. So yeah, no, he created him, and I have the fucking comic with the first appearance of Man-Bat, so hopefully I won't chicken out and get that signed. That'd be fantastic. I'm nervous. I'm legitimately nervous. Like, he's intimidating to me. Not intimidating, but, like, big in my head, you know what I mean? Like, important. And he's, like, not... If it is, like, how we think it's gonna be, because he's not a media guest, he's... What is it? An artist guest? Or something? Comic guest?
Yeah, comic guest.
You just, like, they're just chilling.
Yeah.
So you can just, like, walk up to him and talk whenever you want, because he'll just be chilling. Like, that's scary. That's scary. And it's gonna fuck me up if, like, if at any point there's not a line for him, it's gonna kind of fuck me up, because then it's like people do not know who's sitting right there.
Who they're just walking past.
Yeah, exactly.
Some schmuck.
For all we know, though. Yeah, exactly.
If we get there, there's just a giant crowd around him the whole time.
Probably will be. Wouldn't shock me.
I bet he'll get his own... He might even get his own little separate tent over to the side. Remember how there was that one little... area?
Yeah. Motor City Comic Con. Good fucking time. The Lost in the Dark podcast will be at the Motor City Comic Con, not broadcasting live.
No.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. What do you think?
About what?
Oh, man, I don't know.
I've just been doing a lot of Dogman research, man.
It's just all Dogman.
Just all Dogman right now, kind of, like... Good time, though. Like, okay, so, here, what's a fucking, Lockett Ranch, Lockett. Yeah, I spelled it like 40 times today, trying to find any corroborating information. And I didn't until I found an interview with a guy who apparently talked to people who could corroborate it. So, still hearsay, but yeah, there's a place, Taylor, Mississippi.
They have one?
They have many. Apparently.
Huh.
Apparently there's a pack.
A pack?
That lives in. They don't call them... Like, Dogman is... That word is it seems to be like a Michigan, Wisconsin thing. Other parts of the country, they call them different things. A lot of people refer to them by what the natives in the area would call them.
Tailipo?
Tailipo. That's something we could talk about, actually, next in just a second. I'm gonna bring that the fuck up. I'm glad you son of a... That was the goddamn catalyst, Preston! In a sense...
Yeah. In a sense,
holy shit, we should have named this show Tailipo. Holy shit! Alright. So... Tonight on Tailipo. Yeah, we'd probably get a couple more views. What the fuck is this? Tailipo. That's how we start off everyone.
Tailipo.
I want my Tailipo. So yeah, fucking Jesus Christ. That's so funny. Fucking Taylor, Mississippi. Someday maybe we'll take live calls. That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Live call coming from Taylor, Mississippi. Really active, and apparently there's Navajo land down there, and that's where they're kind of like, that seems to be where they're located. And there's one story of a place called Lockcat Ranch that apparently in the 50s was like repeatedly attacked and like at war pretty much with the Lockcat family. And like I said earlier, I did end up hearing an interview with someone who said that they knew someone that could corroborate some of these things that I heard in the story, but in my own personal searches, I could not find any evidence that there ever was a Lockcat Ranch. And I'm not saying there wasn't. Like, I'm just saying I couldn't find it. If anybody does have anything on it, let me know for sure. But yeah, so I mean, it was another one where it was like kind of like the Land Between the Lakes, where, you know, fucking, it was a situation where a family had this ranch, and like their back 10 acres used to be like a Navajo like holy site, like grave site, and the family like made a deal with, or like got, like the state came in and said, hey, we'll pay you if we can cut a path through your forest and make a road. And they said okay, and that was right through there. And the loggers started seeing shit. One of them disappeared. Fucking like the grandpa of the property, like apparently like ended up being arrested because of the disappearances and everything that was going on to people there. And then like a whole fucking police deputies, fucking Forest and Wildlife, and fucking search and rescue people went out to search for people, and when they came back, they immediately let the grandpa out of jail, is the way the story goes, like, because of what they saw in there, and ended up losing the ranch and all this shit, like, but again, like, I couldn't corroborate anything. It was just something, basically, I saw online in a video, so, but I'm working, and I'll definitely be digging deeper into that one. But here, what you just reminded me of, and I actually have to use this for now, sadly. I never like to use my phone on this, but I do need it because that's where this is, and I wasn't planning on talking about it. I don't even think I've told you about this yet. Okay, do you remember? All right, so Talipo was a story that I don't even remember how young we were when we first heard it. Probably really young. Youngins. And it was basically about a guy that lived alone in a cabin in the woods with 3 dogs. And, you know, the short version of the story is the dogs went missing. And one night he was hearing scratching and something saying, Talipo, Talipo, I want my Talipo. Oh, that's right, though. At the beginning of the story, I fucked up. He was a fucking hunter, and he shot something in the woods, but he shot its tail off. And so it was looking for its Talipo. And and the thing that he shot it off of was a dog that could run on 2 feet. It was Dogman, basically.
Motherfucking dog.
Never actually said that in the story, but that's what it was. Do you remember the source of that story?
But Grandpa or Uncle Jason or your dad. Family.
It's from a book.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
I
Really?
heard the story from you.
Really?
You're the only person that told me that.
Oh,
what
man.
Book?
You know the book. It's a series of books. I'll show you a picture and you'll know right away. They were called Scary Stories.
Yep.
Those books. Huh. Yeah.
Talipo was in there?
Talipo was a Scary Stories story.
Huh.
Yeah. And, yeah, those ones, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have, okay, so how do I even describe this to people? So it's the books from late 90s, early 2000s were literally called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Just Google that, all right? And those are the books we talked about. And they're always kind of like in the kids' libraries and the kids section and stuff, but like the art in it was especially like disturbing. It was some fucked up shit, like real scary. Yeah, metal ass shit.
Metal-ish.
Yeah. So right now they made a fucking documentary about these books. And right now it's touring film festivals. And I've been actually meaning to tell you about it because I think we should find some way to see it. I don't know a way to see it yet. But yeah, the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark has a fucking documentary out about it. Here. Scary Stories Doc, all lowercase, one word. Scary Stories Doc on Instagram. I just found it. Documentary exploring the story and controversy behind Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Follow us as we tell the story.
And
get lost in the dark.
I'm gonna have to buy it then.
Yeah. Well, you can if you Google Taily Poe, the story comes up. You can read it online.
Yeah, but
I'm pretty sure I still have a copy of this shit somewhere. There's multiple ones though. There's more than one. So yeah, I just thought that's really fucking, yeah, that's cool that they made their that's getting some notice, because honestly, yeah, I loved that shit when I was little, and I'm pretty sure that it had a very large influence on us because it involves Dogman, in a sense. Kinda.
Oh, Holly.
Especially if you do you remember? So you never saw it in print?
No.
It was just told to you?
Yeah.
That blows my mind, dude.
I thought someone in her family told you.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was...
Maybe someone did. They fucked with my head. They used to do that shit. Did I ever tell you the story about how my... Oh, wait. Dad's gonna listen to this. Well, the time my dad, scared the hell out of me. Like, I was sleeping in a bed, and, I was, a real little kid. And we were over at, one of my parents' friends' houses or some shit. And me and Mom were in the bed, and Dad was on the floor next to me, but, not in the bed. So he just reached his hand up over the bed and, moved around all fucking creepy and shit. And I lost it, man. That scared the living hell out of me. I was screaming, full tilt screaming in the middle of the night. Full tilt. Because he didn't realize that I was, sitting there awake for a minute, just, watching this thing in horror. I was sort of... I think, as soon as, you started, pulling away, and I thought I was okay. I don't know. But, yeah, so that happened. I don't know why I just told that. Love you, Dad. Dogman. Michigan Dogman. If any... Oh, yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot more episodes about Dogman. It'd be great if we go somewhere in the Manistee National Park, do something from there, do one on a drive. But also, there's a couple people that we might be able to interview, that I might be able to get in contact with. I've been doing some research, so we'll bring that to you in the future. We'll bring that to you in the future.
Without a doubt.
Hopefully. There are big things to come here as you get lost in the dark with us.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh? Spark it.
All right.
Spark it, my boy.
All right. Enjoy your evening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed.
Goodbye.